Hi, Shirley here with the daily transit. So as everybody knows today, we have Mercury already in Leo. That's the good news, because Leo is more about expression. Sun ruling the heart, is speaking what's on your heart, right, and mind. It's very good for creative expression, even dramatic expression, more theatrical. And it's especially supported since Mercury now trines Neptune. So depending on the orb you allow, Mercury could still be considered trining Neptune. And that's a great thing to hone in on, because it still opposites Pluto. And that's something to consider when you're working with Mercury, that you still have that Pluto thing around. So you do want to kind of lean on the Mercury-Neptune trine, which will allow you to be eloquent, which will allow words to be more poetic, especially with the location, with Mercury's location in Leo. So that's something you want to do. Creative writing, you want to do a more theatrical forms of expression, perhaps acting, verbally, because Mercury is a very verbal planet. You want to still not seal the deal when it comes to business, because, you know, with the aspect from Pluto and trade, there can still be a power play, especially with the Sun still in play, and the Sun still opposition in Pluto, but trining Neptune. So all sorts of acting, theatrical forms, personal appearance. Leo is a lot more personal. So I could say, even now, it's like Leo is the close-up. But with a very expressive theatrical face, very vulnerable, sort of commanding attention and admiration for its authenticity and vulnerability, if it's well played. It's funny to say well played about authenticity, but that's the way it is. And reading poetry, reading screenplays, or watching movies, but especially with verbal wit movies. Like I was with my family and we were talking about certain, westerns or certain like thieves movies. Oh, thieves movies is a great one with Mercury, about the wits of thieves, because Hermes also protects thieves. And there are many things that when you play out or when you watch in drama, in comedy, in satire, in film, you perform a sort of moderation of whether it is your personal drives or you kind of escape to these worlds where those stunts are fun and possible, and they don't necessarily have to play out in your own life, although they can. So that is something to do with this daily transit. It can be a very uplifting transit. Do mind that we still have the opposition from Pluto, so any kind of serious activity, joining a new job, I wouldn't say that. Like not yet. Even auditioning, I would not do today. I'll wait for Mercury to kind of get out of orb with the opposition to Pluto before anything happens. Although it will no longer be also in connection with Neptune, that's the downside. But it would still be a Mercury in Leo, and it would still be good for displaying your eloquence, your verbal capacities. Or dramatic skills that are verbal, that have wits to them, or some sort of trickstery, like magicians, people who perform as magicians, or stage magicians. So that can be very supportive for that. So wait a couple of days before, turning onto your job-related issues or anything that would imply you working with a boss or you're working for someone, completely not supported when Pluto's in the opposition. Only kind of wait a couple of days before that. For anything other than that, being creative and consuming culture, that's a great, great opportunity. Have a great day, and I'm always, well, can't say I'm always available for readings, but right now I'm available for readings. And in my readings, as you know, being the Jupiterian ascendant in Pisces, with Jupiter in Capricorn, I have this sort of balance between the sense of optimism and showing you where your strength and your power and your point of interference is within a Saturnian situation or situation that requires you a lot of dedication, a lot of perseverance, or a lot of going short on things that may seem like a great idea, but you really need to assess realistically how much are you willing to devote the time and energy to pursue them. That's about what I do. So that is what I can offer with my readings. It's always going to focus on accentuating those aspects in astrology that you don't pay attention to and you need to pay attention to in order to activate them. So if you don't look at your chart and you don't know that, let's say you have, a Mercury sextile Venus, and you don't know about that, it's something that you may have that some people might notice about you if it's around your ascendant. But if you don't know about that, you will not necessarily pay the emphasis to it, and you will not necessarily activate the benefits you could reap from these aspects. Even Jupiter, the great benefic, requires you to take action, requires you to grab the opportunity, requires you to ask, the old Abraham Hicks, ask and it is given. You still need to ask, you still need to act on the opportunity. And knowing where are these opportunities and being more aware of where are these opportunities in your chart, in your transits, can be very beneficial for your mental and emotional well-being, and also for the sense of joy and fulfillment in your life. So I'm available for readings. You can DM me for that. I'm Tali Shir on Twitter, Shirley Youngblood on Instagram. And tell me in the comments below, what house is Leo in your chart? And what house system are you using? Because I'm currently using whole sign. It's just more comfy and very predictable for me. But there's also, Placidus, equal, cool, whatever. So that will let me know what system are you using, and I can reply to you with a one-liner of what it's going to be about for you, or what it might be about for you. Have a great day.